What is up, guys? It is Simba here, and welcome back to another League Racing video on the channel. And today, it is the Monaco Grand Prix for round number 7 of the SLR season. And you can see in the background, there are highlights of my last race in Spain, which I highly recommend you go check out before you see this one. As, yep, today is Monaco, and during this time, like I said in the last video, I was going to be moving out to university. And over the weekend I completed the move. I've met new people as well at the accommodation. So yeah, I haven't had much time to practice for this race, and yeah, it's going to be quite tough. I'm not going to lie. And we're going to see what happens. And also, we're on a pad with no assists around this track, and the wheel players around here are going to be so much faster than us guys on a controller. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to try and knuckle down and see what we can do, as qualifying is the main event of the weekend. But as we go through Saint-Devote... No. Alright. Yep. That's a good start. And that is a perfect start. That is a great start to the session. We've managed to go into the wall, but thankfully we go on the same set of tyres, and we go again on our second lap around here. And here we go, round the final corner. Anthony knows, up towards the line, DRS wide open across the line. It's 11.9.
We can go a lot quicker than that. I just wanted to get that time on the board. Honestly.
And you can hear me say there, I can go a lot quicker, and I just wanted to put a time on the board. So here we go, just over 2.5 minutes to go, and up the hill we have the one and only Shut Metal, who is conveniently in the way through the first sector. He finally moves out of the way, but we've lost at least 2/10 from that alone. Your track position is so crucial around here. So having a Ferrari in the way when he's just come out of the pits is always going to annoy you. So I'm a little bit annoyed at this point, but we're going to try and press on as we are almost half a second up on the current delta. I've been struggling to get into the 1-minute 10s in practice, and we're going to see if we can get anywhere near the 10s today, as we're nowhere near. As we're going through the Nouvelle chicane, we really struggled through there, and the lap is absolutely ruined.
Shit. Metal was in the way as well. It's not looking good. We're in trouble, people. We're in big trouble.
And you can hear me there saying that we're in trouble. We're in big trouble. I'm starting to realise the reality of this situation. We haven't practiced much, and we don't have much ERS to work with on this last lap, so we're really going to struggle to get anywhere near the 10s here today, but we're still going to give it our best shot through Saint-Devote, through 4th gear, through that corner. We are just about level with the delta on the top right as we send it into Massenet 5th gear. Make sure your car is close to the wall as possible on the left hand side so you can open up the next part of the casino section as we go through Mirabeau 3rd gear, short shaking up to 4th gear for the rotation as we make our way through towards the Lowe's hairpin, the slowest corner in Formula 1. 3rd gear again to help with traction and rotation through this section as we go through Porte, short shifting into 4th gear for the rotation and the traction on the exit towards through the Monaco tunnel. Full speed up to 7th gear. Now you want to just hit the brakes right now through the Nouvelle chicane. We're not as hesitant through there as we were last time, and we are really improving on the delta, but we're not really having much ERS to work with, and I think that's going to cost us at the end of the lap as we're 3/10 up on Van Dorn's middle sector, and we're coming through towards Rascasse. Very easy to lose the rear end on the exit, but we managed to absolutely nail it. Short shifting into 4th gear, keeping it 4th through Antinogues, and here we go up to the line. Can we find a good improvement? Well, we did, but we didn't get into the 11s. We didn't get into the 110s, and we were P8, and it's only P9. And yeah, the lack of practice is really there. 8/10 off, which is not good. And you heard me doing my Toto Wolff table smash impression as well. So, not good qualifying. But we're going to try and see if we can recover in the race. Our race pace is normally stronger than qualifying. I debated a lot a lot with my chat. We're going to go and start on the medium tyres in case, in case of an early safety car. You don't want to pit for medium tyres and having to drag them for the rest of the race, because a safety car is always a possibility around Monaco. But we're not making it easy for ourselves. SLR Quattro on pole position, Levy King up in the top 5 as well. So we've got it all to do if you want to try and narrow the points gap toward Levy King, which is 20 points going into this race. But we are P9, and we're not that confident around the straight to Monaco. So let's see if we can salvage anything from this race. 5 red lights, and we are underway in the Principality, and it is not a great getaway. Evoke Replay in the Red Bull gets past us as we're going to try and go down the inside in a turn 1. No heroics in the Sandoval. We just stay side by side with Evoke. As Levy King gets really slow, but we've been tagged by Van Dorn.
What the hell? Cheers. A lot of lag going on. We have to keep going.
So, unfortunately for us, it was already a bad qualifying, being 9th. But that tag with Van Dorn has dropped us down to P11. And with Monaco, it's impossible to overtake. So, we're just going to have to be sitting in 11th for quite a while. The only good thing is we don't have damage. So, we still got a chance to make good plays up front. But, you know, it's going to be very hard to do that. You know, 39 laps is a long way to survive around Monaco, and that is basically it. It's just a battle of attrition. You could be the fastest car on track, but it's impossible to overtake. So we're just going to have to see if we can get past this Haas, but it's going to take a while for us to do it. Let's see as we come to lap 6. We're still behind Merckx right now. He's looking really slow, as Evoke Replay in front of us has gapped us by 3 seconds already. So we're really a long way behind, and we're going to try and stir together a comeback here. So we're going to go down the inside in the Sandoval. We just keep our will in there. He gives us enough space, but we don't have the drive out of the corner. We can see here we're trying to go side by side with him up the hill towards the Casino Square, but it's not worth it. There's not enough space on the track. These cars getting wider is just going to make overtaking even more painful. As again, you have a look into Mirabeau to absolutely no avail. And, you know, we're really struggling to make things happen so far in this Monaco Grand Prix. And it's lap 7 as well, so it's going to be one of those races where it's going to be very long.
Yeah, I'm struggling to get past him.
And there you go. You can hear me saying there, I'm struggling to pass him. As, yep, there you go. We tried, right? We are trying to get in front. As lap 8 rolls around, SLR Quattro and LP Smoke pitted ahead of us. I'm not too sure why they did that, but, yeah. I don't know. The pole sitter, he's down the order in P10, so yeah, it's just about keeping it clean around Monaco, and that's exactly what we're going to try and do. Is we get an awful run out of anti-Nogues, but to start the next lap, going into Saint-Devote, Merckx goes really wide, almost hits the wall, and this is our window of opportunity. We're side by side, making a little bit of contact up the hill towards Massenet, but we get the job done, and we have finally cleared the Haas of Merckx. And I'm not sure if you can hear me in the background, but you hear me going, yes! As we've finally cleared the Haas, and we've finally got clean air, so we can try and push on and catch up to Evoke Replay, who's 3 seconds in front.
Right, chat, I think I want to pit later than Evoke, because if the hard tyre is difficult to warm up, then we'll lose about 2 seconds, and we'll get risk of getting overcut.
So, nothing much happens for this race, I'm not going to lie, it's Monaco. But you can hear me saying that I want to try and pit later than Evoke Replay, because I don't want to lose a good 2 seconds trying to warm up the hard tyres, which might be difficult to warm up, as you can see here. We get past Smoke, who's a lap down in this race. But, yeah, only 13 of us here today. I mean, it's a bit of a shame, so we had to do a short quali. But, yeah, it's the way it goes. But we have to keep pushing, because there's still points to fight for. As Zaki's Beast pits from P5, and that will promote up into P6 in this race. So the tyres are going off, but we're going to see if we can push as much as we can to catch up to Evoke Replay. The confidence has started to go up just a little bit, but yeah, we're going to keep pushing. As lap 19, Shut Metal is in the pits, and Levy King pitted as well, and we're going to box for the hard tyre. We change our mind, and we're going to go for the hards and see if we can undercut the Red Bull instead.
Yeah, I don't know how that wasn't a safety car.
Okay, that was a fairly decent stop, well within the times.
Doesn't really make sense. Well, we've done an undercut on Evoke now, so
That was our last
we're going to try
stop.
and warm these
No
up.
more scheduled pit stops. Let's go.
How much time we get out of it.
So, here we go then. Lap 20, we're out of the pits, and the next lap, after the out lap, there is Evoke Replays just a second ahead of us. We've managed to gain at least 2.5 seconds on this lap alone. So the undercut has really worked out for us, and now we're in his DRS range. So this is going really, really well for us. But I do have to tell you now, I think we've got 2 warnings at this point. So I forgot to mention the warnings. I think we got them pretty early on. But now we have to make sure we can go the next 18 laps without getting a penalty. If we go through to back, we lose the rear end a little bit, and that's exactly what we didn't need to do. But the confidence is picking up, but we have to pass this Red Bull as quick as possible and then try and push into the clean air and see if we can gap him, because P5 doesn't even seem likely. We're 12 seconds behind at this point on lap 21, but there you go. We set 14.1 as our personal best on lap 21. So yeah, we're doing okay, but we're not really making any inroads on the Red Bull. He's just staying in front of us. It's hard to overtake around here. As lap 27, Merckx has a penalty. We've gapped him by a good 14 seconds, I think. But this is where it all starts to go pear-shaped for us. As we go through the Novell chicane, we get a 3-second time penalty, which is exactly what we didn't need at all. You know, we try to keep it clean, but instead we've given ourselves a penalty. And honestly, in hindsight, I wish I went for the move on lap 21 when he was struggling on his tyres, but we're not going to be able to do much about it now. We just need to stay in his DRS and keep pushing towards the end of this race. As lap 30 rolls around, I have made a realization, but it might be a little bit late for that now.
Just realised we're catching up to Zach. I think Levy's just holding them up. I think this penalty's going to hurt us a lot more than I think if we catch up with them.
So you can hear me saying there, we're catching up to Zach's beast. He's being held up by Levy King, I think, who might have damage. And unfortunately, we're not going to benefit much from it because we've got a penalty. And I think Levy King and Shut Medal have penalties as well. So we were looking at a potential P5 finish. And all we needed to do was just sit behind Evoke Replay and, you know, just chill with DRS and ERS till the end of the race and not get a penalty. But instead, we've thrown that chance away. But we're still going to keep pushing because, you know, it's Monaco. Anything can happen around these streets. As lap 33 rolls around, though, we have managed to catch up to this dear little train for P3, I think, in this race. But this is where our race comes to an end.
Check your MFD
Oh,
for
what?
a new strategy option.
Oh, for flip's sake. Ah, that's it. Game over. Ah, damn it, man. As soon as we had a chance to get higher places, that's what we do instead.
Got that.
And you can hear me ranting away there as we've thrown an opportunity to gain some places. But yeah, we've made too many mistakes in this hard stint, and we're not going to get much out of it. And that is basically what happened to the rest of the race. We get 6 seconds of penalties, and we drop back badly, because you can see the gap is now 14 seconds to the next car. As meanwhile, SLR Evo, in its first Division 1 race, wins the Monaco Grand Prix. But yeah, we're a long way off, as we're just crawling around these streets with a damaged front wing and a missed opportunity for a top 5, despite not having the pace for victory at all, as we come through the final sector for the final time. And it has not been a good race for us today. You know, we won in Spain, you know, from the heights of Spain to the pain of Monaco. As we come to the last corner, this was a huge, huge L today.
Yeah, which is not a good one.
And there you go, you can hear me doing my Toto Wolf table smash again, and you can hear me saying this was not a good one. And nah, it really wasn't. You know, the pace was non-existent compared to the front runners, but the pace felt fine. You know, we didn't do much practice, but it was fine. But you know, it wasn't enough to get a top 5. In hindsight, you know, I realised we were catching up way too late to the queue of cars, and instead of just sitting behind Evoke and just letting him drag him towards that queue, we decided to try and push him into an error. And ironically, we made our own errors in this race, as Evo celebrates with the Williams team and the other podium sitters in this Grand Prix. Yeah, this kind of sucks, I'm not going to lie. P7 today. I think that might have been my worst league racing performance since that social race in Belgium, where we only managed P11. So we've taken an L today, and we were 50 seconds off the race winner after winning in Spain. So a huge L, and you know we've lost a few points to Levy King as well. But yeah, Baku is next. I'm gonna try and practice more and see if we can bounce back, because you know this feeling sucks, and I don't want to go feeling like this again after a league race. So that, guys, is going to be the end of today's video. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one in Baku. Until then, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.